Okay, we are recording and we're going to get started right now. Hi, everybody. Hello, all you ghosts and goblins out there. I am the real Manos, and we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're not going to be reviewing or anything. I'm going to be doing an interview because there is more to life than Marvel and DC. I know that sounds incredible and insane, but it's true. There's a bunch of wonderful independent comic creators out there from smaller companies. And we are going to be talking to one of them. I have brought on Dorphise Jean, who is the creator of Spirit's Destiny with Short Fuse Media. Short Fuse Media is the company that actually will be producing the new Red Light relaunch. And they've done some amazing work. They've done like Father, Like Daughter, Stealth, the whole Hot Shot universe has kind of come over there. And, American Dreams, that's another great book. I hope to talk to all those creators in the future. But, hey, forget the future. We're talking to Dorphise Jean today. Say hello, Dorphise.
Hello, how you guys doing?
And, I just want to welcome you aboard. And, before we get started, I've seen pages from issue 2, which we are doing the KickStarter. And, your Kickstarter is currently live right now for issue 2. It's already made its goal, and we're shooting for to make the stretch goals. And what's cool about that is, if you hit all those stretch goals, anybody, including me, because I donated, gets an extra cool thing. So I can't wait to see what we'll end up at. Issue 1, I gotta tell you, I really enjoyed.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I haven't even had. I realize I haven't really done a review of it on this channel. I think I'll probably wait until I get my hands on issue 2. Then I'll start doing maybe a discussion review of the first 2 issues. But I really enjoyed it, and I think anybody who really digs independent comics, not to mention diverse characters, black female characters. What you have planned, from what I understand, is going to be really cool. So anybody who enjoys those kind of things really should kind of get on board on this series. I do want to kind of break this up a little bit because I'm going to talk about your influences and what kind of got you started doing comic books, specifically Destiny, but in general, what's been kind of like driving you, and what got you started?
What got me started was, I have to say, give all the credit to my son. Going to a comic book store and seeing no Haitian superheroes. I've heard that they have Haitian superheroes like Dr. I forgot his name, Dr. Jumbo, whatever, from Marvel.
Jumbo.
But there's no
Strange?
female. Yeah, but there's
Yeah.
no female superheroes. We had a villain like Calypso. I'm like, where's the female superheroes? And I asked the comic book store. He told me there's none. He said maybe you could create one. So I'm like, when he told me that, I'm like, maybe it's time for me to create a character. Since I have the ethnic background, I can bring that from my perspective and write about it. So I started. I made that journey to start this. And I kept researching, making sure there was no female super, which it was not. It was much more male figures and stuff. And I wanted to create a character where other Haitian little girls can look up to. I didn't have that. I looked up to Wonder Woman, Rogue, or sometimes I would look up to Raven. Various characters, Jean, to look up to. But there was nobody that represent me. They have Vixen. And they have Storm, but even though we have the African ancestry, but I wanted somebody that represent me as a Haitian because we have our own culture. Even though we're from Africa, we have our own culture. This is what I want to represent from doing this. And lucky I got in touch with the first artist, Terry Alexander, and he did the website for Marvel, and the rest is history. And I just kept going. One thing he did tell me, D, once I draw you this image and I love the character, please do something with it. He said nobody has ever done anything with this character. And to this day, me and him always talk to each other, and he's like a celebrity artist.
Mm-hmm.
and he told me thank you that I'm actually doing something with the character design. So that really motivated me, and here I am today, publishing a second book. Hopefully, there will be more books this year. So
Isn't that great? I mean, some people don't do a first book. They get like bored or like frustrated. They quit.
yeah, that was one of my motivations. When I was in these groups, I used to hear people saying, "Oh, I've been working on my book for X amount of years," and when I told them how long I've been working on my book when I first started, they're like, "What? What do you mean?" I'm like, "I was bored." I'm like, "I wanted to do something different." I paid out of pocket, and and for people that what I'm saying, people to be shocked and they're like, I inspired them. It's kind of like, wow. I'm like, how am I inspiring you when you inspired me? Because you're telling me how long you've been working on a book that has never been published. And
Yeah.
after spending over 3K on a book on my own, and then I was broke, I had to do a Kickstarter just to get it printed, to get it out in the market. I was like, it's time for me to, put my book in the market so people can read it to see, I one this book I didn't have no editor. I did everything on my own. Nobody really gave me, any advice like the advice that I needed. Some people did help me, but it was not enough. But I'm grateful for it. But I did that book on my own. It had three different artists. I went through like trials and tribulations, but at least I'm much better and wiser now. Like I can get an editor now. All my books, I have different editors, and I'm taking my time. I like to produce quality work. I don't want anybody saying otherwise. I'm not gonna be perfect. Not everybody gonna like your stuff, but at least they can tell me that they have quality work. Like I have bad reviews where guys was like, "Oh, the art this and that." Editor. But the one thing they told me that stood out is that it's a promising story, and I'm looking forward for the next what she has up for next. Like even though they gave bash me, but they're
Mm-hmm.
actually hopeful for my story for it to grow. And that's what really uplifted me. Like bad reviews really uplifted me, even though good reviews really helped me. But bad reviews like that, it just tell me that you guys are hopeful to see I grow. So I've been growing.
Yeah, that's one of the things. I've been listening a lot to everybody in the Short Fuse group individually when they talk about their creations and their process, and I've always found it kind of interesting listening to you talk about it, because you started out from what you were saying right there, and like your spark of inspiration was just kind of frustration over the lack of representation, and I'm really excited to hear that kind of thing, because that's kind of one of the things that like influences me is the lack of what I want to see, and I've listened to you like go through like all this stuff. A lot of people like quit, like a lot of people give up, or they're working
Yeah.
on their book for like 10 years, and it's just one issue. And a lot of people don't even do that. Now you're doing on your second issue. I'm really proud of that, and I'm really proud to be like kind of working with you in terms of like being in the same company and stuff like that.
No, I appreciate it. Like you welcomed me open arms when we first started communicating with each other, and I am glad about the growth. Like we click on a lot of
Yeah.
things. We really click on a lot of things, and I will be working with you. I have a project coming up, so I'm working on the pages for that. But
Hmm.
like you actually, we actually understand each other from the creative point of view and other things. So I enjoy your company,
Thank
and
you.
you actually
I enjoyed
taught me a
doing.
lot, especially when you do cons. So like I
Yeah.
be like watching you when you put your stuff about cons, and so I can actually bring that when I start doing more cons because you've been doing it longer than me, and I just started last year with two cons. Is like I'm much more comfortable. Like with you and Kat, like I watch you guys and other creators how you guys work the cons. I'm like, okay, I'm a creator. I'm just a writer, but you as a writer, both of you guys are writers, but you guys are working it. Like people are so
Yeah.
intrigued about buying your book that you wrote, even though you're not the artist behind it, but you wrote that book,
Yeah.
so they into
You
your
gotta you
mind.
gotta be yeah. You got a small disadvantage being a writer, because that a lot of people kind of just think even in terms of fans of comics, they tend to think the artist is, you know, the one person, you know, the writer and the artist of the book, and like, no, you know, you have to kind of like, you have to kind of figure out how to present yourself without being able to do that visual like some artists can. Like for instance, Mike can, Watson can do sketches, you know, right there at the table and stuff like that. I can't do that. I can draw terribly awful stick figures, or maybe, you know, write a paragraph, which isn't very interesting. So yeah, I gotta tell you, you know, I've been watching you, and you've been kind of influencing me back too, because you have like gone like full steam ahead in such a short time. In a time where, you know, I've personally, you know, had my struggles getting the book back on its feet, and kind of watching you like jump right back into it has just been really impressive. And I've been influenced by like a ton of people growing up, but I'm also influenced on new people that I'm seeing in the business, like yourself and Kat, and as well as some of the others. So yeah, I've just been really, you know, marveling at it. I want to switch gears a little bit and talk about the comic itself. And let's see, because a lot of times we independent creators kind of talk a lot about the process, which is a huge part of what we do. But I'm going to talk about the character and the book and what you have in mind. So, pitch us this character. What is she about, and what's her story about?
What she's about, she's basically the illustration of myself. Like you know how I am. I'm very rebellious. I'm very compassionate and very vocal. She wanted to, you know, she wanted to be free. She's an individual that likes to be free. And in the first book, how I did it, I wanted people to actually understand her personality, because some people, when they write a book, they just go right ahead, oh, she got powers. No, I wanted to create that character development. And that's the reason why issue 1, you don't see none of that. You're actually understanding the character development, understanding her personality, actually figuring out if you love Destiny or if you hate Destiny. I had a love and hate relationship when I was developing Destiny, because Destiny is like the illustration of myself. This is the type of person I am. And when I was writing her, I'm like, this is me at the end of the day. And when I created her, I wanted her to have that love and hate relationship with readers. And this is what I liked about every single review I got. They're like, she's rebellious, but, you know, she's edgy. I want to see what's going to happen in the next issue. You know, and it's all about growth. And issue 2, when people get it, they're going to see, they're going to like, oh my gosh, Destiny has grown just from issue 1 that quickly, you know? And then when I release issue 3 and 4, they're going to see, because I'm actually opening up the universe, introducing other characters, but you're going to see how she interact with everybody else. Like, Nia Kaler is Destiny's best friend, and that's my best friend in real life. So that's the next book that's the next book I'm releasing. So their personas are based on our real personas in real life. And I just want to tell that story. Like, Nora is my friend who lives in Qatar, and she's wealthy, rich. So I'm basically researching and making sure I produce quality books, but it's in everybody's perspective. And it's one of the things, reason why I take much time in writing. But I'm gonna be honest, I'm a lazy writer. Like, I could not kind of.
Let me be honest with you. We're all lazy writers. We just pretend we're writing at Starbucks.
Yeah, like, I could knock out a script in one day. Like, I probably would knock out like 2 scripts in one day. And because it's like I have ADHD, so my mind be wandering in different places. And because it's like I have this type of, you know, disability, but I'm able to write. And, you know, like, the most eccentric individuals come out with the best stories, if you get what I mean. Like, if you're very eccentric, you come out with the best stories. And for me to have that type of mentality, just like writing books and pushing myself out there, and it's like, it's so inspiring, because I'm issue 2 coming out, and I'm up to issue 5, the 5th script, but I still gotta edit everything. And you know, I have a wonderful artist. She also edits, so she actually give me ideas and stuff. And she told me the other day, I'm in love with your character and your universe. The way you portray everything, like, it's so diversified, and that was what I was trying to portray. I live in Miami, so it's a very diverse city. I see different type of people every day, and
I yeah.
yep. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I am absolutely in love with your new artist's work. Well, what is her name? Tell us for our 20 people watching.
Julie Anderson she's from New York. She used to stay in Miami, and she studied art. She's self taught. Where when she really started art was because she used to watch, or she still watch anime, and she started drawing anime and realistic art. She used to be a nudist model,
Mm-hmm.
and which helped her with self confidence. And when you hear her speak about art, it's gonna really uplift your ears. You're gonna be like, oh my gosh, she knows what she's talking about. She's very diverse. She likes to draw different type of people. Like, I have a character in issue 2 named Draco. He's just a white character, but the way she drew him, it's like, you know, she made him look so good. Like, I just couldn't believe him. Like, I wanted him to look like this. He has tattoos, but he looks, good. And
Yeah,
he looks, yeah, that's what I wanted. And
distinct. Yeah, I've seen
yeah,
a lot of artists do that. They'll like draw like a generic kind of like character face. And it's really funny, like when you put like a real life person appearing in a comic book and you put them next to like Bruce Wayne, like they look completely like different species of people.
yeah,
Oh, it's like this looks like a mannequin talking to like Tom Hanks or something, like who has distinct features and stuff.
yep.
Uh,
I
so
I
that
agree.
yeah, yeah. The first time you unleashed some of her work, I was really blown away by it. Like, I'm not surprised to hear that she's a big like anime fan because I get that energy in her artwork.
Yes, yes. And she coaches me on art, and she makes me understand it. So I'm very appreciative for that. She don't have to, but she actually take time. Like, we'll be on a phone call. Like, we developed this relationship where she wants me to learn about art. Like, I want to. That was something I'm actually teaching myself how to draw again, and she made me fall in love with art. For her to teach me, make me be. She's a very big inspiration. She's also a writer, so it's like, you know, for you to teach me about art and to embrace it, it's a good thing because we're creators. We need to get in touch with art as well. We may not know how to draw, but we gotta understand the concept, anatomy, and all that stuff. So, which is what she taught me, and she did chew me up for issue 1. She was like, "Oh, she don't look this age," but she said, "Your book is." She said she may not, Julie. She does not bite her tongue. She said she may not like look how I want her to look, but your story brought out you showed what you wanted to present in the story.
Yeah.
So, and I'm happy about that. Like, I'm all about. I don't like yes men. So if you telling me I need to work on this and that, I'm fine with that because it's only gonna get me better.
See, let
But
me ask.
go
Let
ahead.
me. Let me ask you. What's your? Do you have a planned story arc for the first couple of issues, as far as what kind of story you want to like get the series off on?
Basically, issue 1. You guys, I know a lot of you guys hated the father. If people that actually bought it, they hated the father. The first arc is surrounded by the father. Um, you will see him a new updated look, how he looks. I know you probably, if you guys are following my Instagram, Spirits Destiny Universe, you will see how the father looks. If you look, like, go through my pictures,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really announce that's the father, but he's in the images, and I aged him. So, but the first story arc is about the father and her relationship with Destiny. You will see the turmoil between the both of them and the type of person he is, and the influence that he has on Destiny, and basically the influence that the mom has on Destiny. Um, I think I did a great job on it. It's not really based on my parents. They have somewhat of my parents' personas. My
Mm-hmm.
dad was always strong minded, but he had some flaws, which I did enable in this character named Brian. And my
Yeah.
mom, she had that tough love. So this is what I put in Destiny's mom. And as for the grandma, That's my grandma. My grandma was always one that was soft on us, and didn't see that we was ever wrong, and she had that, that loving heart. So that's the difference between each parent, and people will actually understand that perspective, because some people really do have those type of parents that have that tough love. They have the
Mm.
grandma that's, that show loves to you, which is what my mom's doing right now with my son, and the father that's just very stern. That's it. It's my way or the highway. So,
Yeah.
and that's what I want to implement it.
In issue one, that for me, that was one of the strongest parts of the issue is the parents and their very different views on how they should raise her, as well as grandma character came out. I think the grandmother came out as very realistic. I thought,
Yeah.
and I don't know. I kind of grabbed. There was very little she did specifically, but it's kind of like the way you wrote her made me really feel like I knew her. If that
Yeah,
makes
like
any sense.
those little lines made you not forget about the grandma, right? She plays a
Yeah.
bigger part on issue two. And I did that on purpose because, like, some people always forget about the characters that play the littlest roles and forget
Yeah.
that they can play the biggest roles. She played a big role in issue two, and this is what I love about it, because I made the mom play a big role, and I made the
Yeah.
grandma play a little role. So now
Like,
the grandma,
geez.
so it's like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, you gave the first action sequence to her mom. Yes.
yeah,
I remember when I first read it. I was reading it. I first thought that was Destiny. Then I'm like, oh shit, no, this is like Destiny's baby, and like, oh, okay.
yeah.
Uh, uh, it kind of caught me off guard when I read that first time.
Yeah, like I wanted to do that because, when you read a comic book, you want to be surprised. You're tired of the dull stuff now. Oh, okay, this is gonna happen. I don't want people to expect the unexpected. Like, I wanted to, what I was taught in college. Like, you want to dissect the readers or the viewer's mind, and this is what I did. I didn't want you guys to know the expected, so that's why I
Mm-hmm.
did what I did. Like,
Yeah.
I know everybody was like, "What the hell? That was a dream." I'm like, "Yeah, that was a dream." But
um, let's see. In the first issue, she hasn't developed her powers yet, and I assume she'll be dealing with them in issue two.
yeah.
What exactly are? What can you tell us about her powers? I should maybe ask it that way. What can you tell us about her powers and what she's been experiencing in issue two?
She's actually learning about it. The like, I don't want to give away too much, but I did show up in the Kickstarter page. Should show older Destiny. She's like, Destiny's about growth, and I can tell you guys one power that she has that she may be using throughout the comic series is the concussive blast,
Mm-hmm.
and probably astral project. And one thing about Destiny, she has she's a skilled fighter. She'll fight before she uses her powers. This is one thing about her and Mia Kayla. They both are skilled fighters because both of their parents are from the military.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to express that within the comics. Both of their parents are from the military, which teach them how to be you know much more combative fighter, instead of, like, they will fight before they use their powers. And
Yeah.
that's one thing I like about it, because my best friend, she's from the military. She rather use what she learned from the army, hand to hand combat, before she used any weapon to protect herself. And that's what I want to portray for my characters.
That's so cool. All right. Let's see. I'm gonna do kind of like get into a little bit of the Kickstarter as we are speaking. I am looking at your Kickstarter page right now, and congratulations! Of course, you have like made your $4,000 goal. You're at 53.98 as we speak, and let's see. Right now, you're trying to hit some stretch goals,
Yeah.
and this is your second Kickstarter, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, you could say that. It's my second Kickstarter with my series.
Yeah.
This is one of the short videos, which is who's actually running the Kickstarter. But
Yeah.
first Kickstarter, well, I had I had a Kickstarter first unsuccessful, but the
Hmm.
second one was successful. Like, cause I had to run it twice because I had to actually work on my marketing. Because people didn't
Yeah.
know who I was. Like, why should I? It was like, why should we support this person? We don't know who that person is, and I pushed it, and now
Yeah.
that those same people are actually part of this series, I'm actually happy about it.
Yeah. Let's see. What did you come away with your experiences so far? Like, what do you think you've done well? What do you think you've screwed up with Kickstarter up until now?
I'm sorry.
Oh, what do you think you've learned most from your working with Kickstarter? This time around, and of course the previous times.
More people are actually willing to support indie.
Mm-hmm.
I've learned much more about marketing. They're much more intriguing into indie, and you gotta give them something to work with. Like, you can't be like, oh, I got to book out. You gotta give them something.
Yeah.
Like, we would show them character designs or pages, and they, I'm sorry, if they see that much more intrigue, and you gotta let them know about the plot. You don't want to give away too much of the plot, but you want to let them know about the log line and things that I do work on. I when I'm writing my script, I'm actually writing as a read, because I want to be challenged, because like when you write and you're just writing, and after you're not intrigued what you're writing, the book is gonna be boring. Like,
Yeah.
I used to read comics all day, and I still need to read up on comics. Like, one of my biggest influences is the Miss Marvel series.
Yes. I
Like,
love that
G.W.
series.
Wilson Rice. Yeah, like, and she's ending it. Her last comic was this Rice. She
Yeah.
surprises you. She surprises you, and I I've been so long. I had stopped because I don't know what happened, but I stopped going to the comic book store. But her writing really enticed the way I write, because each book will always surprise me. It was not
Yeah.
something I expected.
I gotta tell
Gail
you.
Simone,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Gail Simone is great.
yeah, like, she's writing, and I like reading other people. Now I'm really enticing of reading indie comics, because we have no barrier, like, we have no restrictions, so we can do whatever we want. So people want to read that.
That's correct.
Marvel's
And they don't
trying to
have to.
get
Yeah.
down that
And they don't
route.
have to play. Yeah. They don't have to play by the rules too.
Yep.
They don't have to worry about like the marketing for this character down the road. Like, oh man, don't do that. We got to sell Happy Meals. Like, no, you don't have to worry about that crap.
That's true. I totally agree.
All right. Anything else you wanna? Let's see. We're gonna wrap up in just a minute. Anything else you wanna say about the current Kickstarter or the Spirit's Destiny 2 comic?
I need you guys to support it. Um, it's one of the I've been working on the issue 2 for the longest, and I want it to be perfect. And we have stretch goals. One of the stretch goals, 5,600 is Kinsey his pinup, but $6,000 you get my script. You get the issue 2 script in the black and white without the the caption. So you're gonna see where my mind was at, which I'm not pleased about, because I don't want people to know how I think. But it's cool. I'm cool with it, and you're going to see the way I think, because at the end of the day, I, I will think outside the box. I don't want I want people. I don't want people to dissect my mind. I would switch up a whole scene on anybody when I'm writing a script. That's just the type of person I am. But
Hmm.
guys should support it. It's about issue 2 has a lot of Creole, so you will be learning a new language, which is Creole. Of my, Haiti has two different, well, they know several languages, but the most modern language is English, French, Creole, and they know a bit of Spanish, because the Dominican there, but those are the three
Yeah.
main languages there. And I put Creole into the comic book because you know part of my it's my second language. I'm still learning French, but I wanted people to learn that language and to embrace it. And I'm gonna continue placing my culture within these comic books. You're gonna still continue learning Creole and French from me, because I'm gonna continue implementing it.
That's awesome. All right. Hey, all right. I'm going to do something fun and stupid, and hopefully this works out. You're my experiment with this. When I interview indie creators, and if you're an indie creator who I will interview in the future, this is your warning. This is what I am going to probably do more of. I am going to put you 30 seconds on the clock, and I am going to ask you stupid questions about Destiny. And you're going to answer them as many as we can in 30 seconds. Can you do this?
Of course.
All right. All right. You ready? All right. Here we go. We're going to be I'm going to start the clock right after my first question. And let's see. Question number 1 is, let's see. What is Destiny's favorite snack?
Destiny's favorite snack is zebra cake.
Zebra cakes, excellent choice. What terrible song does Destiny like to sing when no one's around?
The terrible song she probably like to sing is Tatinia by Blueface.
Oh, let's see. What can make Destiny throw up?
Oh my gosh, stank perfume and
let's see. Blah, blah, blah. All right. Let's see. What does she like to collect?
She likes to collect books.
Okay. And one more. Let's see. What is the worst movie she's ever seen?
The worst movie she ever seen was anything dealing with Chucky.
Okay. Hey, you did it. 30 seconds. Very good. You won.
Thank you.
All right. I want to thank Dorphise Jean for joining me on the channel here. Indulging me in this experiment. I hope to interview more indie creators because I want to kind of get the ball rolling a little bit more on that kind of thing. So, hey, go to the link below and check out the Kickstarter for Spirits Destiny 2. If you can support it, please support it. If you can't, but you think someone else might be into it, totally share it with them. Or hey, how about both? Support and share. That's always cool. Anyway, like I said, thank you so much, Dorphise, for joining me on the channel today.
Thank you very much.
And all right, I think that's it. So I'm going to be pushing the button.
Thank you.